trying to show you how to take martial arts and put it into films, because it's very different when you do, especially boxing. When you hit pads or you hit the heavy bag, that's great. All the movements have to be really tight and small, and there's a purpose. But now when you're working this for the camera, because this is the perspective now as a camera, there's a lot of things that you need to do to kind of, you have to embellish a little more, and you have to become a little bigger with your moves. So that way it picks up on camera, it can read. So when you go into the editing room, you can see, this is really good, and you gotta be a little bigger and animate your movements. So that's the difference that we're gonna do, is we're gonna take the real stuff, but we're gonna make it a little more spiced up. We're gonna add some hot sauce and make it good for films. So it becomes more cinematic. And anybody can do this. This is a really easy thing to learn if you just practice it. You know, like anything else, you just work on it little by little, and soon enough you can start making your own short movies and your own mini features and whatnot. Yeah, let's do this.
Punch left, punch right, hook, hook, underneath, now we kick. Let's see it, let me watch you guys, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, under 5, under 6, kick 7, kick 8. Yo, that's it. Very nice. So that's all the offensive stuff, right? Now, a perfect fight doesn't happen like that in the movies. People always want to root for the person getting beat up. It's like in Rocky 1. You know what made that great? In Rocky 1, he didn't win. And it's because, right? He went the distance. He overcame a lot of obstacles, right? And so it showed that eye of the tiger. So we got to learn how to take a punch. How do you take a punch and make it look like it really sells? How does it look like a real punch? This is where your acting comes into play. This is where you learn how to turn on the actor inside. So this is the trick. If I'm looking at camera here, right, and I'm gonna punch, I want to make sure that this goes through this line here. You see, through this perspective. If the camera's here, I'm gonna try to break this string. If there's a string from here to here, I'm gonna try to go across this. You kind of wipe the lens, right? If I'm over here, you see, wham! I have to also time this and sell my face. So it's almost like saying no. Everybody go like that real quick, even in the audience, you can just say no. So when the punch comes to about right here, you want to wait for it, and then bang, you sell it. So let's say if he was back here, and the beautiful thing about this, the camera cannot tell depth. It doesn't know if he's this close, and he hits me, it doesn't know if it's this close. It's still going to look like, if I sell this and I time it, it's going to look like he really hit me over here. All right, so if he's over the shoulder like that, and let's say he gave me a left hook here, a big wide one. Bam! You see? And when you have long hair, it always looks good too. Then when you wet your hair, the sweat just flies off. Right? It's more cinematic, especially in the slow-mo. But in slow motion, if we go in matrix speed, Tai Chi speed, look at, boom, I wait right there. You see? If I went here and I went early, check this out. Go ahead. Boom. It's gonna. You'll know that that's fake. It doesn't look good. But if I wait for it, if I wait, and he's doing it, and I'm watching his body language, he's turning, go ahead. You see, right there, you want to go and turn. Because then over here on the camera, it's going to look like it really hit me. I've had people watch stuff and they go, man, you really got hit. You really got nailed with that punch, didn't you? No, it's just because I timed it and I waited. Sometimes you do get hit. If you're working with an actor and they don't know distance and they're kind of spazzed, they're spazzed out, they're going to hit you. It happens. It's an accident. Anything happens. But when you know what to look for and you take it slow, it doesn't matter about how fast. They can always speed up. They can always speed up the film, right? But go slowly, because it's all in the details. The details, the mechanics. Yeah, back to one. And always stay in character, because you never know. Sometimes what happens is you're doing this really cool fight scene, and they don't say cut, but the people stop, right? And then it looks bad. It's difficult to edit that. But if you always stay in character, even if you're here and you're ready to go, like if the camera's like this, and I haven't even done it, he hasn't even said action yet, but I'm still moving, then it's really easy to start, because you're already in perpetual movement. You're already moving. But if you're standing here and you got egg on your face, right, and you're waiting, and then he says action, you're starting cold. It's kind of like getting into a classic car, starting it and driving away fast. It's not going to do that. It's going to have trouble. It's going to shake and it's going to tremble. So if you're already warm and you're moving, and you're light in your feet, and then the action happens, you're already there. You're already there as a character, right? It's like if you have a really intense dramatic scene, you got to scream before you start it because you need to get pumped up. You need to release that. That's kind of how this is.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So anyways, with that said, so check this out. I'm going to bring you up here real quick. You guys can see this. So I'm just going to lightly have him punch here. If you don't even have boxing gloves, it's okay. You can still work on the targets. And this is what I want you guys to work on is he's going to just barely touch here. See, he's working on his form. When he does his second punch, there it is. All right. First one is here. Second one is here. So my left to his left, my right to his right. The cool thing about this is it's like a mirror reflecting. We see each other here, even though it's opposites, because my left is his right and right versus left. You see what I'm saying? So this is good for your coordination. It's good for your cognitive thinking. And then the right side. All right? When you throw the hook, just put it right here in the center. See, if I move my hand over here, it's going to cause him to do bad habits. Right? So we're going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when he does 5, 6, look at this. He rolls under.
Oh,
Easy.
wow.
You see that?
That back in the day.
Okay. One more time. Touch, 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 touch. He rolls under. He rolls under. You see? And he's still in the pocket. He's still here. He's close. All right. The further you start going away, then it's a whole nother thing. Again. Touch, touch. Just kind of like give him a high five. That's all it is. Okay. And when you do this, be very, very careful not to go like that. You want to almost hit with your bicep over here. Imagine there's a dude back here. You want to go way over here because this is going to really sell it, especially when I go like this. You see how I cut off at the end?
Yeah.
This is more realistic, but this looks good on camera because it looks like I really missed. I go down. I kind of just, almost like a roof. You go this way, off to this angle, off to this angle. So once again from the top, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, there's a thing that we use a lot called a do-si-do. So when I throw this last punch at him, he's gonna go underneath and he's gonna end up over here. I'm gonna end up over there. Look at this last punch here. He's gonna just press through. He rolls under, look at, boom.
Oh,
You
that's
see,
dope.
this looks really cool, especially in a top shot when you got a ladder and a guy with a camera looking down. Because then it shows this. It shows we're trading spaces. Under, look at that, boom. Right? So it's a whole nother dynamic. So if we put that into play, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He presses through. Back to here again. And this is just an exercise that you can practice at home. I want to invite you guys to try that. All right? See if you can get through the first 2. I'd rather have 2 good ones than 10 bad things. All right? So let's get 2 good things. So the first 2 is going to be just this. Left, right. Okay? After BJ goes, I go. He's going to hold for me. Left, right. And then he goes. Left, right. Then I go. Left, right. Easy. Okay? Let me see you guys work that. Let's see if you can try that, okay?